Okay, so I want to share, are we even Farmhouse? Why we even started this thing, and really who we are
And where we're going.
and where we're going. Let's start. We launched this channel in 2016. Since then, we've had almost 10 million views.
That's amazing. That makes me want to cry. We have so many friends. I mean, I know you're in another
Yeah,
world from us, but we do feel a connection to...
it's a community.
It's a community. You're crying too.
Well, we didn't start this because we wanted to start a YouTube channel. We started this because we wanted to see our city transformed, and really we just love home decor, so that
was a natural outlet for us.
It made sense for us. So I want to start with, why are we Farmhouse Living? So when we launched this channel, Mom and I opened a little shop in our downtown because we wanted to see our downtown in our city transformed. I mean, who doesn't love a main street?
Right.
It's the shopping, it's the restaurants. Like, imagine walking around with a cup of coffee and there being music and children running around and families and like...
And our downtown district was not developed. And so we took some cinder block buildings that my husband's friend had and had a makeover done on those.
Yeah.
And he allowed us to come in and we opened Farmhouse Living. Next to Farmhouse Living was like over 100-year-old little tiny shack house.
Yeah.
That we had a family that's been in town for over 100 years, one of the original families named the Schradys, and they were moving out of there, and we asked, could we turn it into a little coffee house? So little by little, that's how we began to kind of make little changes.
Well, it was suggested to us, we need to back up, because we didn't just want to see our downtown transformed. This started because we found a building. And the building was a cotton gin that was well over 100 years old. We called the owner. She had Alzheimer's and her son had dementia, so it was tied up in probate court. We couldn't even buy it. And a friend who is a really great, successful downtown restaurant developer said, you know what, just start a low-cost concept. And I'll tell you, none of that was low-cost.
Nothing is low cost.
But we thought, okay, let's launch into this. And we did, with the store and the coffee shop, while we waited 5 years to purchase the property.
Right.
And it was honestly the craziest story. Every time we tried to quit, the opportunity to purchase the building somehow, some way kept coming up.
Yeah. And we do believe that God gives you direction and he directs your steps, and we tried to quit, and it just every single time something would come up that allowed us to just forge on. So while we were doing the purchase of the property that we were able to do in 2019, we helped to kind of build the downtown district little by little.
Yeah, so we would have events. We called them Main Street Market. We had vendors. It felt like Etsy in real life to me.
Yeah.
And that was honestly the grace of God, because I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, I'm going to have a bunch of people out here. And it was really...
Opened a farmer's market.
Yeah, we opened a farmer's market. Honestly, like when we talk about it, I'm like, what is wrong with us? So we did all those things really just in hopes that the area, the district, would be sustainable for business.
Yes.
Because we knew the high cost of renovating the cotton gin. And so, with the cotton gin, of course, that's kind of a farmhousey industrial property. Mm-hmm. And so we called ourselves Farmhouse Living, and we still are rooted in those things. So it's the simpler times. That was literally the first thing you said in our first video, was just, it's a throwback. We all want a easier way of life. We don't want the hustle and bustle. And so that's why we named it that. We've since shortened our name to FHL Design Co. And it's not because we are like, oh, Farmhouse is so out of style.
No.
It's really because people's mindset on Farmhouse is really
Kitschy.
Well, people are just, they are burned by the modern farmhouse cheesy signs and things that did get a little cheesy. But now when you look, we are still, if you watch our trend video, we're still seeing a lot of those farmhouse elements, and those things honestly will be timeless. We will always see vintage pieces and practical things and woods. And
so what I said about farmhouses, if you look up the origination of a farmhouse, is it was when a farmer bought land and he went to make his fields, and he used the things from the field, the rock and the trees that he cut down, and built his home. And in that home, everything had a purpose. So the table, it was about breaking bread.
Yeah.
And the fireplace, it was about keeping warm. And I'm gonna cry again. Farmhouse is never gonna go out of style because it always was, it always will be. But we didn't want to entirely box ourselves in with that.
Yeah.
So we've shortened it to FHL Design Co. And we're loving where we're going.
Yeah. So we are renovating the cotton gin finally and hopefully. They tried to tear it down and it went before the Board of Adjustments. And honestly, by a miracle, the owner and her granddaughter, so the grandmother, the son, and the daughter all came to the Board of Adjustments meeting, which, if you don't know what the Board of Adjustments, I did not know what that was. It is the most powerful board in any city. They can decide if your property is deemed, basically where they can take it eminent domain.
Yeah, so it's eminent domain. And essentially they were trying to do that. They were trying to take it by eminent domain. And we were in this meeting and the doors flung open and the granddaughter ran in and said, "Don't tear down the building."
Yeah.
And she asked, if they would consider removing the liens, and we had someone speak on our behalf to basically allow for a private sale to go through. And that was 2019, and then
the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And so that was a wonderful breather to just like reset and honestly let the whole world kind of adapt. I mean, the way that we do restaurants and the way that we hang out with family and the way that we shop, all of that has changed so much since we first found the property. So we're excited. We do have an amazing wine bar that's coming in. We'll have a retail space, more restaurants, outdoor dining, hangout, music space. So it's going to be amazing. We're still working with the city. We do not have building permits.
Well, we have parking issues, and so we had to purchase additional land adjacent to our building, which was a big leap of faith, and we did that, and now we are trying to figure out how to basically come together with the city as well as our local transit and get this thing done.
Yeah, and we are having great conversations. There's been some not great conversations. I've had a lot of legwork with council. I made a whole website. It's called Rowlett Renaissance. We're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in a city called Rowlett. We're underdeveloped. We need good food, good shopping, and we are somehow trying to forge that on. Neither of us cook or do. I mean, you do cook, but you know what I'm saying? We're not like restaurant developers. We just are passionate about seeing.
We're passionate about good food. We're passionate about community and gathering. Yeah. And we are passionate about design. And those are the things that we're going to put into this space for not only for the things we love, but because we know you love that too.
Yes. And I didn't mention, this building is the first building to ever have power in the city of Rowlett. So they transferred it from steam to electric. And then the owner of the cotton gin actually put a oven in his home, and they ran power lines through the entire city. So there's a lot of historic significance.
They were very instrumental in helping farmers through the Great Depression.
Yeah.
They did a lot. They fed people from that space.
Yeah.
So there are so many things that we want to continue.
Yeah.
And the value systems that he had, we want to maintain those things. And so we're excited.
Yeah, so it's been the hardest thing of our entire lives.
Right.
And we've tried to quit so many times between working with city council, if you've ever done that. City stuff is just so challenging. Purchasing a property that is tied up in the legal system. I mean, it's been a mess. But honestly, I mean, the most recent incident that we had where we tried to quit.
We were quitting that day. We were quitting.
One of the city employees called me and he said, hey, someone broke into the cotton gin, which is not uncommon. But I said, okay, I'll send my husband up there. And Mom met him up there.
Yes.
And there was a pile of ashes.
So when I walked in, I saw from the distance, even though it was like dusk, there was a big pile of ashes. And unfortunately, I really understood somebody had started a fire in the cotton gin, and on top of that pile of ashes was a coverless book, and it was closed. And I walked over, and as I observed, somebody was clearly trying to light this side and that side, and they had burned marks on either side of the book, but the book wasn't lighting for some reason. And so I somehow instinctively knew that was a Bible. And I opened it, and it opened to a story that we all are familiar with, and it is the book of Joshua. And that book contains all the inheritance of the land.
This is a video of Mom crying.
So honestly, how are you going to quit when it's your inheritance and it's been spoken, and this word is eternal and it does not return void? And so, I mean, all the while I'm thinking this is definitely a sign, and we've had many signs, but this was a big sign for us. And so we're moving on. We're going to do this thing.
Yeah. So we're still in the process talking to the city. Got great feedback from city council this week. Have great meetings set up this week that actually just got iced out, but they are rescheduled. We are really, all of our architect plans are done. All of our engineering plans are done. So although we have not acquired permits, we are so close. So what's next for FHL Design Co., also known as Farmhouse Living, is we are going to continue to share great home inspiration with you on our YouTube channel every single week. It is a passion of ours, and we just love it. And I'm so glad that finding that crusty old building brought us to starting this channel, because it is a huge blessing to us. Getting to know you guys, running into you in real life, commenting, it just really blesses me and us. And I can't imagine not being, I mean, my kids think we're so cool, like YouTube, like I'm a YouTuber, but it is just, it's a dream. We also are taking design projects. So we just finished the Park Place project. We started another project that's our Dallas project, and they are going to start building. And then the Cotton Gin is a design project. So we've spent a lot of time designing it. And then
just a few other little smaller projects that we have in the works. But yeah.
So that is what you can expect from us, is really same old. We are still Farmhouse Living. FHL Design Co. is what we're going by, because I don't want to scare anybody if they feel like farmhouse is not their thing, because we are not so kitschy, so niche. But I will say I do own farm animals. And so if you tell me that I'm not Farmhouse Living, you're wrong. I'm living it.
She's living it. I live it in an HOA.
You don't live it, but you do come over.
Oh, we have a garden. We have bunnies.
Yeah, we do all garden. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
right.
So this one a little longer than I anticipated, but I really wanted to give you guys a full scope of what's been happening, who we are, why the heck we're here,
where we're going,
and then just show you guys Mom's emotional side. So,
all right. like, subscribe, share with your friends, because y'all are going to want to come along for the journey.
Yeah, you can come in real life. So
Yep.
it's going to be amazing. Bye,
Bye.
guys.